Eagle-eyed viewers of ORCC's YouTube channel might have noticed that we've stolen their set, but we've done it with very good reason because today SRAM has launched an all-new SRAM GX T-Type drivetrain and we've got it right here. So in this video, we're going to talk about the new drivetrain a little bit, we're going to do an unboxing and then take some weights of every component in this box. So if you want to find out more about SRAM GX T-Type, keep watching. So for those who don't already know, SRAM is one of the biggest drivetrain manufacturers in the world, and just back in March they released a whole new concept called transmission, and that included the XX and XO drivetrains. So transmission is quite a special thing because it uses a direct mount derailleur that attaches directly to the UDH hanger on modern mountain bikes, and that completely eliminates the need for a mech hanger. But what this doesn't mean is that T-Type is a whole new standard. It is in a way, but in others it's not because it uses that UDH tech. And UDH is SRAM's standardization of the mech hanger. So that means that if you're out in the Alps and you bent your mech hanger, you could go to any shop, as long as you had a UDH bike, you could buy a UDH hanger and you'll be absolutely fine to keep rolling. But instead this new tech uses that whole UDH build, but attaches directly to it. So if you've already got a bike that's equipped with UDH, you can very easily attach this brand new kit. So SRAM hasn't brought out a brand new drivetrain just for the fun of it, because the brand reckons that at least 50% of all drivetrain malfunctions occur around the mech hanger or the derailleur. And it said that there are at least 1 million different tension combinations on a derailleur and only one that works properly. So this new drivetrain gets rid of the mech hanger and the B tension screw to solve all of those issues. And what this has resulted in is an all-new drivetrain ecosystem which is said to shift better under load, shift more accurately and more consistently. It does mean that you'll have to buy a whole new drivetrain because the T-Type stuff is only compatible with other T-Type stuff. But with the current T-Type drivetrains costing upwards of £1,750, we expected it to take at least a couple of years before we saw SRAM trickle down that tech to a GX level. But in a move that may upset people or make some people extremely happy, it's already here just a couple months after. So this is SRAM GX AXS T-Type. Let's do a bit of unboxing. Okay, so this is the big old box, and I have opened it already. I was a bit excited, but now I know exactly what I'm going to show you. So this is literally just the postage box that has come in. It's got a really nice kind of inside finish to make it look extra special. So let's get into this. Bunch of packing paper, get rid of that. Okay, so first things first, maybe not the most exciting part, but we've got a dub bottom bracket. So my bike runs Shimano at the moment, and this is going to be very important into making the move. So we've got the whole thing here, so that includes the crank set, so it's best to go full SRAM here. Right, and moving on, this big box gets a little bit smaller. So this is your SRAM GX AXS box, and SRAM has done some pretty cool things with the derailleur here. I'll show you just in a sec after we lift this open, show off that nice eagle there, and lift the whole lot open. Of course, we need to be reminded of what we've got here. So this is GX from SRAM. This is just a thank you card, press things. Nothing too special there. Of course, mountain bike products aren't mountain bike products without a card of stickers. Gotta love that. And now let's get into it. So a bit of cardboard for protection. So first things first, we've got a chain. We'll open this for you. So this is very similar to the recent drivetrains that we've seen from SRAM. So it uses the flat top there, like we've seen elsewhere. So yeah, it's very much in line with the rest of the kit that we've seen before. Right. And then we have one half of a crank with the little washers included. This is the non-drive side. It still looks rather slick, I'd say. Put it up in there. Okay, and next up we've got the bit that I'm really excited about. This is the GX derailleur. As you can see, it's packaged slightly differently. So this has allowed SRAM to package it smaller so they can carry things in smaller boxes and transport more of it, also reducing the carbon footprint a little bit in transportation. So let me just try to remember how this goes. Cool, then there. That is your normal derailleur kind of thing. It will set up just like that. But what's really cool, and something that we haven't seen on the XX or XO stuff, is that the battery mount is hidden really nicely under here. If we take the cover off here, yeah, you can see it just sits in there, nice and hidden out of the way. So really it's a bit of a lower profile build. Something that we don't see is the magic wheel system. So this is a one-piece thing. It doesn't roll around by itself like the more expensive drivetrains do. We'll just put this to the side. So that is the mech. More cardboard, check that. First things first, this is the pod shifter. We've all seen these before. It's quite a fancy new thing. So these batteries are removable, these buttons are removable, so you can tailor the feel of the remote to how you want, but there's a ton of adjustment in this. So here we've got a side to side, and this kind of rotates around another pivot. So yeah, there's plenty of adjustment here, and again, it's just a little button. It's really nice and small. Put that there. And then we've got the other side of the crank, and SRAM's been proper cool. So we've got a couple of bash guards on this one here. So this is the drive side, obviously with the chainring. I think this is a 32 tooth chainring. Yes, it's a 32 tooth chainring. And these bash guards are actually integrated into the chainring itself, rather than onto the crank or anything like that. This is a 170mm crank. It is solid alloy, and yeah, there we go. So the chainring is also T-type only. Put that on there. Here we've got a little battery, and then we've got a cool little bag of things. I've not actually looked in here yet, but okay, so that's another battery, which is rather nice of SRAM. Always handy to carry two around, or just have another one on you just in case it runs out. Unfortunately, it's not like cables, they don't have unlimited power. There is a spare battery for the remotes, for the pod shifter. And here, okay, that's cool. We've got a SRAM branded Dynaplug tire repair thing. Awesome. That is a CO2 inflator. Been treated really well here. And, oh, okay, that's rather fancy. We've got a wolf tooth little tool here with a chainsaw, got some Allen keys, and a spare quick link. Gotta love that. And we've got a little package. I think these are buttons, but we'll have a look. They are those button pads. So they are a completely different shape to what we saw on the actual pod shifter here. They're more rounded and pronounced rather than flat. We'll give you a closer look at those in a sec. And we've got one more tier to this box of joy. And of course, there's one thing missing, and that is this cassette. As you can see, it is rather different to what we've seen before on the XO and XX drivetrains. It's nice and shiny, but we've still got that red ring for alignment, and it's a one-piece body, and it feels rather light in the hands. Right, so that is all of the drivetrain. Let's just have a check in the other case. That is the whole lot, cool. So let me go grab the scales and we'll weigh it all and see how it stacks up against the other drivetrains. Okay, so I hope you don't mind me shifting around the camera a little bit, but here we have our DS2 from Park Tool. We used this one scale to weigh basically all of the parts and accessories that you see reviewed on off-road.cc. So it's a really good benchmark to see what's going on here. So let's start off with the cassette here. And this is going to be about 400 grams, I reckon. And we have 445 grams red on the scales there, which isn't too bad, I don't think. You know, you're not really got to notice that on the back. It's definitely lighter than NX and SX. Let's go on to the mech. This is definitely a bit heavier. 468 grams. Cool. And the pods, the remote comes in at just 11 grams. Does feel very light in the hands. And the crank, let's see if we can put that one on there together. Well, let's do the drive side first. That's 411. And then the non-drive side is 329. We probably already have weights for batteries, but let's bung one of them on anyway. So the battery's gonna weigh just 21 grams. Am I missing anything? So we can do the chain here. This is an uncut chain, so it will change as soon as you put it on the bike. That's without quick links too, so that will be 283 grams, not doing bad. And let's throw in the bottom bracket just for the fun of it. Let me go and cut this. Okay, so this is the dub bottom bracket. The spec we've got it in is BSA 687373 plus. Whack that on. So this is about, I've got a bunch of spare spaces here, so that is just another 11 grams. Okay, give me a sec. I'm just going to add all these together and I'll bring you the weights and do some comparisons. So those are all of the individual weights out of the way, and now I can confirm that GX AXS T-Type as a total with 170mm cranks weighs 2,042 grams. So I've got my phone out with me here. Please excuse me, I'm really terrible at remembering numbers. But so SRAM claims that the XO, the next drivetrain up in the range, weighs 1,891 grams, whereas XX then weighs 1,722. So there is a clear weight difference in the range. But what I found very interesting is that the current GX AXS, the one that comes as an upgrade kit, or you know, the one that came before this, that weighs 1,850 grams. So if weight is your thing, you might want to stay towards the other drivetrain there. So that is a very first look at the SRAM GX AXS T-Type drivetrain. As you can see, it's not on my bike yet, but if you'd like to find out a little bit more about this, head over to www.off-road.cc, where you find a full first ride review on this stuff, where I take this all for a ride, let you know how it is, and I'll tell you exactly how it is to install onto your bike. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and that's where you'll find more reviews on a bunch of bikes and more fun content based around mountain bikes and gravel bikes. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.